Today we went and looked at four more houses in this area, five more houses in this area. It's all a blur at this point.
Yes.
Uh, and we're just going to talk about the process again today. We started in Port Charlotte, not too far away from the one we looked at yesterday, a couple streets over. And what
Wow.
did you think? Wow.
It was not as nice as it looked in the picture. Just as far as like being dirty and stuff.
I
And
I saw the picture from the street
mm,
after, like this evening after we had gone through it, and I looked down like that looks like a really nice house, and it hit me
mm,
like, oh, that's the one we saw, and it looked nothing like that. So they did a really
yeah.
good job with the pictures to catch our eye.
Yeah. We liked the location. We liked that it was by water, or at least a boat ramp. Huh?
Yeah,
But um there's nothing else to say about that. It was blah. It was not
yeah.
that great.
There's definitely a little bit of a pet smell, which
Which seemed to be a theme today.
yeah,
I would say half of
we
them
ran into
smelled
a
like
few,
pet.
and we have a dog.
Not judging because our
Yeah,
dog
not
smells.
judging. Our dog does smell actually.
Uh-huh.
Um, but again, from the perspective of someone who is potentially, renting it, that could definitely be a turnoff and could cause problems with bad reviews and things like that. So
Which brings us
we're
very
trying to
well.
avoid that.
And that brings us very well into the second one, which was only a few years old. Actually, the same floor plan as this house that
Okay.
we're staying in. So we were really excited because we like a lot of things about this rental house or Airbnb or whatever. Um, but it smelled as well,
Yeah.
that animal smell. And the house was tile throughout. And my thought is that, you expect that to be in a carpet, but not in tile. So how hard is it going to be to get out? And then if the house is closed up, if you're living in it all the time, you're, getting air circulation. But if it's closed up, we don't have anybody in there for a couple weeks, it's going to smell. Um, that smell is not going to go away, and that was probably the main reason that I ruled that one out.
See, I didn't think it smelled that bad. I really, I don't know. I don't think it smelled that bad. So it was the exact same floor plan as the house we're
Mm-hmm.
renting right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably maybe 10-minute drive from here.
Mm-hmm.
So
So it was easy to put on our
and we
list of
knew
maybe
we
like
knew
to.
yeah when we were looking at pictures we're like we just started recognizing this really looks like the house we're in, and sure enough it was identical except for the pool and patio area. We actually thought the pool and patio area was nicer on that one than this one. I think pool was a little smaller, but there was I don't know. I like the layout. It had nice pavers the whole way around the pool. You didn't like it.
No, I thought it was fine.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was that one we talked about.
The next one was also in Port Charlotte. Trying to think, and it was a two-bedroom. Um, was it the two-bedroom with the was full of stuff that came furnished? Yes,
I don't know.
yes. It was a two bedroom, two bath. It came furnished. We knew the furniture was like, yeah, okay, but
I
it
have to
could
look at the pictures.
be like the big bed were all like lots of darks and didn't look beachy at all, and it covered the window and had all the brown wood or not wood like tile. Anyway, it came furnished.
Yes.
The furniture was average, like
See, I'm getting that one mixed up with House One.
oh, it had, I can see why, like a nice bedroom matching set and everything. But I don't know how much of this room you can see. I'm have blankets on because I'm freezing. I'm not a big air conditioning fan, but this is very like beachy, Florida themed, and that even though it came with the furniture was like big pieces, too big for the room, not really a lot of style to it. So there were pieces that we thought, okay, we can keep this piece and keep that piece, just paint it. The boys 100% not on board. They did not like it at all.
That was the pink tile with the green walls. So I was thinking that was the first house.
Mm-mm.
I don't remember the first house not inside, but
No.
it was forgettable apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was fine. It just wasn't right for what we wanted. So we didn't, I don't think that was really on the list. The next one we saw was in Englewood, and it was very beautiful inside, not so much on the outside. They had redone the whole thing and nice because sometimes when they redo it, like your tile's weird, doesn't match up right. Um, there's corners that are cut, and you can tell. This one was done very well. Like when you were in the living room, looking through the kitchen and dining room, super nice.
This is the blue house, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
When you were in the bedroom, like the master bathroom, so nice. Then you looked outside, it was crappy houses, like just not well taken care of. You could see the busy street in the backyard. The front yard was fine, but it's again what the neighbors had, like just
Yeah.
not great yards.
This one, you looked out the front yard and there was what should be a temporary canopy type of thing used as a carport permanently, so it's gonna always be up. It was real junky around it. Like this is right across the street.
Mhm.
You look in the back and it was just kind of, it just looked messy. You're seeing the backyards of other people's houses or looking across like a pond and you're seeing people's garages and boats and it wasn't clean looking and
No. And it was only 2 bedrooms. So again, for our situation with 4 kids and getting a house so that, more people can fit in it compared to something smaller to have that third bedroom, it just wasn't a good match. And
now
again, I can't say enough about how
it
nice
was
it
really
looked.
nice.
Very nice, but it was much more expensive than the other things. And like we told our kids, like we can take that not as nice on the inside house, but a better location and make it look nice. And this was just
Well, this
not
location was
there.
nice too, but it just wasn't the neighborhood.
It was.
Because it was only an 8-minute drive to the beach, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
It's
true.
really
It was
close.
very close to a busy street that I could hear the traffic, and we've dealt with that before when we've stayed at rentals, so that's another strike that I had on it. But funny side story, our 10-year-old, he looked at me, I was in the kitchen, and he gave me this really funny look, like something's down here, and he pointed. I didn't know what I was gonna see. I'm thinking like, a picture of his favorite movie character or something like that. I turn the corner and I go, and I jump because there were 2 cats staring at me in a cage. Like they just wanted out so bad. It was just so funny. I was not expecting that. But the cat house dash totally redone, beautiful house.
It's very nice.
Way too expensive because you're definitely paying for someone's upgrades, which they put in and did an amazing job. Just not right for us. Then the last house was in Venice, and it was in a really neat looking neighborhood wise. And we say neighborhood, we just mean like where I guess what we were expecting when we came down was like not temporary carports and trash containers that are sitting out in the front, landscaping or whatever.
We were expecting more like a subdivision type of
Yeah,
look,
which they
not
are
just.
subdivisions, but they're very small houses. Some of them are small lots. There's something where to put the stuff, just like we talked about, not what we're used to seeing where we live
So,
permanently.
yeah, one thing we noticed is because there are no basements here, most people's garages are full of stuff
Yeah,
to the
and
point where they can't park in them. So their garage becomes their basement, what we would know
or
as their
their
basement.
yard, and that's what we're
And
running
and
into.
so it just adds just clutter outside, and we saw that in a lot of the neighborhoods that we didn't expect. Now, this last one was actually in a neighborhood that there were probably some rules that kept the clutter away because it looked
Right.
very tidy and was more what we thought we were getting into. And a lot of the pictures we saw, you see the outside front picture of the house, and every time I saw those, even the last couple of months we've been looking, I always thought they were in neighborhoods where all the houses look clean and tidy like that one.
Mhm.
And so I was kind of fooled a little bit.
Yeah, because it was definitely the worst street, or how do they say that? The worst house on a nice
Oh,
street.
on the last house.
Uh-huh.
Yes, in
Yeah, and
Venice.
so
Yeah. It needed a lot of work.
right, and so our realtor couldn't get in the front door. There was no super on it, just how to get the key. And so he said he was gonna walk around and check in the back, and he did, and that's how he got in. I don't know if it was unlocked or what. Anyway, so he comes through the back into the front to get us, and the first thing he says is, "This is not for you. You're not gonna like it." And he was. I think the boys lasted a minute. Like, I don't know if you
So
saw the whole thing.
one thing, the realtor is new to us, and he learned our likes and dislikes pretty well in one day.
But I did say it's not bad. It's not as bad as I thought. Now, I sometimes
there was a
wear
hole in
my
the ceiling.
realtor hat too often where I can see what it can be. I have to be careful down here because we're not in that position because we live far away and don't have the connections and things like that. Although having a realtor, of course, makes a big difference because you've got that relationship. But yeah, that was a no because it was probably in out of what we saw today, I would guess that was in the nicest neighborhood as far as what the other houses looked like and the
Mhm.
worst house of any that we saw.
Yeah.
So we did chat and talk in there for a little bit and did walk through it, but that was a no. So all of the houses today were no,
Well, a couple of them were maybe,
maybe.
um, but we keep coming back to the house we saw yesterday
Well, yeah,
in Rotunda that we loved, and we actually revisited that house today with a realtor
I
because
loved it some more.
yeah, we loved it some more, and I I wanted him to because it's been on the market for a while. I wanted him to take a look at it and just give some insight, local insight, because being from Ohio and not knowing possible problems that Florida houses will have, and I'm sure he had mentioned black mold is one that they like to inspect for, and it doesn't surprise me because of the humidity here that it could be a problem. I just wanted him to take a walk through and see if he saw anything we were missing.
Hmm.
So,
So now we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings and what we talk about and decide to do. And
but yeah, we're discussing making an offer on that one. Not sure. I think we're gonna have to sleep on it.
so stay tuned.